What's up, guys? I'm Chris, and today you're watching a magic review on Poké Wild by Michael Bloemeke and Deuce Gala.
One of my favorite things about performing magic is that it brings me back to my childhood. I'd like to bring you guys back to my childhood with some of the first cards that I ever collected. Of course, I'm talking about my Pokemon cards. You guys play Pokemon at all?
I used to.
Yeah, you used to? So when you get the cards, they come inside these little sets called booster packs, right? Usually there's 7 or 8 of them in there. And I want to show you some cards here and maybe just a little bit of magic. But there's different styles of cards. There's the Pokemon character cards, right? Like this is Horsey. There's trainer cards. These give your Pokemon some abilities. Energy cards, this gives them the ability to perform attacks. But the one card that everyone's always after is the rare holographic card. In this case, the Pikachu. I thought it would be cool, since I'm a magician, what if I could take this rare holographic card, rub it up against another one, and change it into a rare holographic card.
What?
Here, we'll do it again, okay? I don't want you guys to think that this is just a figment of your imagination, so we'll use another card. And this isn't like special cards, they don't like rub off. You can check. They don't like rub off on the front. Yeah, it's not like heat sensitive, you can check it, right? But if I take that Pokeball card and I place it between the 2 Pikachus just like this, I give it a little rub through, it changes, leaving me with 3. Now do me a favor, hold out your hands just like this. I'm just gonna place this there, and if you can cover it with your thumb, perfect. So if we could do one at a time, we should be able to do more than that, right? We'll take one above, one below, and we'll place it the Pikachu just between them. If I pull it through just like this, these cards should change as well, 1 and 2. And again, check that. Make sure it's not just a figment of your imagination. That is an honest to goodness Pokemon card, yeah? Go ahead and place it right back there for me. I'm gonna trade you, I'm gonna hand you this one. But if you can just hold out your hand like this, and again, cover it so that it doesn't fall. We'll give it a little rub just like this. Go ahead and take a look. Hopefully, that one there. And not just that. Here, would you mind to hold on to that one for me? Not just that one, but look, all of these cards, they all change into Pokemon. And that is just a little trick with my Pokemon cards. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
That was insane. Hey, thanks. What is Poké Wild? If you're familiar with the Walk Around Wild card by Deuce Gala, this is the exact same routine, just with a different presentation. So if you've watched my review on Pokémonte, then you'll know how much I love that trick, and it appeals to everybody. Same goes for this. I also have Walk Around Wild card. I haven't got a chance to review it, so I will kind of touch, or I guess it's kind of being covered as I go with this. So the cards here, I have them in these sleeves that they came in. I think that's nice. But these are professionally handmade, so these are actual Pokemon cards. Now, I have this set up already. It comes set up, but you have like your creature cards, you have a trainer card, an energy card, holographic rare card, which is your wild card, and then another creature card with this is a Jigglypuff. You talk about Pokemon cards and how, you know, when you buy these booster packs, the card that everybody's excited for is that holographic card. You always get one in every set. The idea here is that you're able to change all of the cards to that rare holographic card, and it looks really good. It's super clean, very fair, and this can be done. It actually incorporates the audience quite a bit. So your participant that you're showing it to, there's a point where they'll have the cards in their hands. So a lot of magic packed into this, and I think the fact that you're using Pokemon cards, now this just took on a new presentation that became a lot more interesting than your number cards. You know, with the number cards, that definitely will appeal to other audiences, right? Like you could go into like a gambling type presentation where you want to have all aces or something like that, right? Or all court cards, high value cards. But with this, what I like about this, and like I said about Pokémonte, is that kids these days are still getting into Pokemon because it's something that came out, like the show and the cards, I think came out like, I don't even know now, 25 years ago, maybe more. So people my age are familiar with this, probably collected the cards, probably played the game, watched the TV show. So there's a lot of nostalgia in this for people my age. And then also, like I said, Pokemon has been ongoing from the time it came out until the present. They're still coming out with different cards, different TV shows, different movies. So kids are still getting into it daily and following it, and kids love Pokemon. So this is great because you can perform a really visual, powerful piece of card magic with items that people are instantly going to be attracted to. They're going to be interested, they're going to be engaged. And that's why I love everything that Deuce Gala puts out, because Michael takes something and he makes it even more interesting. And when he puts something together, it really allows you to connect with your audience. So a lot of card tricks can be great, and there might be some great magic in there, some great visuals, but you aren't always getting that connection. Where I think with this, you're getting an instant, you're building rapport, you're getting that instant connection, and I think this is a hit before any magic even takes place. So what's the quality? Quality couldn't be better. Like, these are actual Pokemon cards. These are handmade. So this right here is a gimmick card, and you wouldn't be able to tell that this is any different than one of the standard cards. So, obviously it comes with some gimmick cards and some standard cards, but the quality is perfect. Now, these are just cardboard cards. They are exactly the same as your Pokemon cards would be, so game cards. These aren't like bicycle cards, or they aren't plastic, and I don't think they should be, because you want to present this as authentic. Anybody who is familiar with Pokemon cards is going to see right away that these are regular Pokemon cards, and I think that really adds to the effect. The tutorial is very well done, very straightforward. It goes over everything that you get. It goes over your setup, which is a very, very easy setup, easy to remember right off the hop. And then it breaks each area down perfectly. So it's very, very easy to follow. That was one kind of not issue that I had with the walk around wild card, but for me, I have an extremely hard time following card magic, whether it's books, whether it's video, not so much in person, but for some reason, like, I have a difficult time following card magic. So with the original walk around wild card, I had a tough time following that, just because numbers and numbers, and but that's a me thing. So now that I've learned this, I can do that one. But with this, it was much easier for me to learn, because the visuals are so different, and because I am familiar with Pokemon cards, right? So, where a 7 and an 8 might be very different to some people, to me, they're number cards. But with this, for example, if you take a Horsey and you take a Pikachu, I know that those are two completely different things. So this was very, very easy for me to follow and to learn the routine. And now I can perform the other one, which is awesome. But yeah, the tutorial, you'll get everything you need to know to perform this. You're going to get a commentary file. You also get an additional bonus routine and ideas. Overall, the difficulty level, there are some steps to memorize, right? Like, as with almost every card trick or routine that you learn, there's going to be steps, right? And you need to know what to do next. So with that, just your standard card trick type learning, like, I don't know, but overall, like, as far as difficulty goes, there's no slights or anything like that you really need to worry about. So it's very easy. Angles, there's not really angles that you need to worry about. Maybe just a bit more audience management if you were going to place any cards within their hands. So I wouldn't say that there are angle restrictions, because you can be 100% in control of this the entire time. But if you allow your audience to, handle the cards, and the fact that you place them in their hand, you're going to want to make sure that's a good idea first, because gimmicked cards, right? But not all of them are gimmicked. So there are a lot of times when you can show things very openly, very clean, very fair. And the times that you can't, you're not hiding anything. So as far as angles go, there's nothing you really need to worry about. This can be done surrounded. Can it be examined? There are cards that can be examined. I think there are a number of times within the routine where you're showing fronts and backs. There's a point where Michael says, and these are just regular cards, right? They don't, nothing wipes off, nothing changes. They're not heat sensitive or anything like that. Whether or not you want to use that in your pattern is up to you. But the fact that this is close up and you are being very open and clean about it, I don't think that they're going to want to take and examine the cards. So it's not something I would worry about because they are visually examining this close up, and it all seems very, very fair. You're doing everything right in front of them. There's no time when you're concealing anything or hiding anything to where they might think something suspicious is going on. So, I mean, I guess that's my answer for examination, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Pocket space, you just have a number of cards. Now, I have these in the sleeves, so they're obviously going to be thinner outside of that. You have 10 cards. There's one card in here that you don't need and that you won't necessarily use in the routine, but you can incorporate it if you want to, I guess, show things a bit more openly. But with that said, without it, you're still showing things pretty open and fair a lot of the time. So, like I said, 10 cards doesn't take up a lot of space. Now, what I would recommend and what's recommended in the tutorial is that rather than carrying these in like a packet trick wallet or anything like that, you go out and you get a booster pack of Pokemon cards, take out those cards, put these ones in, carry them in that. It just adds to the authenticity of it, right? And a lot of people are going to be familiar with that packaging. So perfect kind of carrying case for that. I'd recommend that you get that. Is this a worker and who would use it? I'd say 100% this is a worker. Who would use this? I think everybody can. I think it appeals to everybody. I mean, maybe you're not going to go and perform this over the standard wild card at like a corporate event or function, but I think any casual type setting or even in a professional setting, like people are still going to know what these are. And I think that before we get worked up about what's professional and what's not, I think what's more important is that we're able to connect with our audience and entertain them, because ultimately that's what we are as entertainers, and that's what we're hired for, is to entertain people. So if I have maybe a more professional version of something here, but this version is going to entertain them more and bring them in and interest them, then I'm going to go with this every time. I perform sponge balls at professional gigs, and if I'm doing walk around or table hopping or something like that, it doesn't matter to me if it's a corporate function or like a formal event. People love sponge balls, so just like this, I would have no issue using this in no matter what environment or setting I'm in, because for me, it's about connecting and it's about entertaining. So I definitely say that this is a worker, whether you're close up, table hopping, strolling, anything like that, just casual, having fun, showing somebody a piece of magic. They're going to love this. And who would use it? This is going to be easier for people who are already familiar with cards, but again, like I said, easy to learn, and there are no difficult sleights, so even if you aren't much of a card magician, this is still going to be easy for you to do. So what's the price, and is it worth your money? So this is where I'm also going to mention the walk around wild card, because there are quite different price points. So before we get to this, the standard walk around wild card is only $20. Now there's 3 different options there. You have just number cards, and that's your $20 price point. You have numbers to jacks, so the number cards change to that specific jack, that's $26, or numbers change to either kings or queens, that's $28. So standard wild card, $20, $26, and $28, depending on what option you choose. Now with this one, the price is quite a bit more, and that's because these have to be handmade. the right cards have to be sourced, and they've done a phenomenal job in sourcing the right materials and consistency with them, because in the tutorial, the cards you're getting match the cards used in the tutorial. Now, that would have taken quite a bit to get the right numbers and get all the right cards, especially getting duplicate cards, holographic cards. So, the price is going to be up there, and it is, but I think that anybody who has any kind of interest or history with Pokemon, or if you have the money and you want something that's going to appeal to everybody, including kids, where not a lot of card magic does, then I think that this is a great purchase. Now, for the Pikachu set, it's $150, and there's also a Charizard set, and those are replica cards. Those ones are $250. So again, yeah, the price is quite a bit higher, but I think you are going to have something here that nobody will have seen and everybody can relate to and be familiar with and be instantly drawn in. So, is it worth your money? I think it is, but at the same time, I didn't pay for this set. It was sent to me as a review copy. So I think that's going to be something that you have to decide, right? If this is something for you. I think the fact that it can appeal to everybody is a huge, huge advantage. So if you have the money to spend, 100% it's worth your money. If you don't, then you will need to decide if this is something you want to save for or not, or just want to go with the standard walk around wild card, which is still a great routine. I just think that this is really unique. Pros and cons, positives, negatives. The pros is that the quality is there for sure. The routine is great, easy to follow, and something everybody's familiar with. Negatives, I think the only negative for some people is going to be the price point, right? They don't want to spend 150 or 250 on essentially a packet trick, right? Which is understandable, but at the same time, I kind of went over why the price is up there. This is a limited run, by the way. So, once they're gone, they're gone. So, kind of, this could even be like a collector's type item. So that's the only negative that I could see some people having, because the effect overall, everything else is great. You just kind of have to decide if that's something that you want to put that money into, or if you just want to go with the standard version. But I will leave a link in the description below to the standard and the Pokemon version, and you can go check that out for yourself. I would highly recommend it. With that, we'll see you at the next review.